Good morning. Good morning. I think it's going to be a rainy day here in Maryland. And I think my son's going to be bummed because they were supposed to make up another makeup game for the game that they missed last Saturday when it was raining. Well, no, not last Saturday, the Saturday before. Good morning. Trying to get everything organized. Today is going to be a busy day. I have a few strikes, but I want to make one of the strikes with the Mercury bag, the Mercury backpack from Core. That is a beast bag. That bag is a beast, and I want to really take my time and make it look good. Maybe do some applique. I haven't decided yet. So that's my main focus today, and just to get everything prepared for Monday, because Sunday I am thinking about doing absolutely nothing. I don't know if I can. Monica laughed when I said it because it's kind of true. Sewing is just, I think I'm addicted to sewing. Um, so we shall see. Yesterday we did a live. We were making Catalinas. I was making one for AwesomeCon because pretty much that's the mode I am in. And then when AwesomeCon passes, I'll be in short leaf mode and so on and so forth for every convention. I have so many threads on my table. It's Saturday morning and it just was sprinkling, but there's like a 70% chance that it's going to rain. So I have a funny feeling that his games will be canceled. Maryland is super weird. Like it doesn't want to rain Monday through Thursday, but come the weekend, we have like torrential rain, a spring storm or nor'easter. Like we get all these tropical thunderstorms. It always happens on a weekend. It's kind of funny, but when I first moved out here, I was like livid. I'm now just like, okay, if the rain is not looking like shower, like you're taking a shower, you can drive through it. You're fine. You're fine. Go through it. So, we made a Catalina yesterday. She was making one for her son's teacher for Teacher Appreciation Week, and she had really, really pretty fabric. I've made a Star Trek one. So you can see all the little deltas. Then, like not in your face Star Trek, but still pretty cool. So that's the one I made. The inside was cool. I always forget the credit card slots, how long that piece is until you do it. So you have your credit card slots on one side, you have a slip pocket and a zipper pocket. And because I didn't want to take away from like this Art Deco feel, I just put my tag on the inside. So I'm pleased with it. I used all cotton on the inside. I got my Fabric Wholesale Direct right after I was done filming this. I was like, that's about right. That's how it works out here. Yeah. That's all I'm doing today is I'm making the car backpack. If the family leaves the house, because I usually leave the house a lot on the Saturday, I might just hop on and go live just to sew and talk. But I'm not too sure. If it rains, then everyone's going to be in this house, and that means that siblings are going to fight over stupid stuff like TV shows. I can't believe you're making popcorn. I hate the smell of popcorn. One of those families. But yesterday was really beautiful. It was like 84 degrees, sunny, no overcast, and there was like a slight breeze. It was beautiful. So, yeah, I need to cut out the pattern, interface it, and do all that stuff. I did get fabric from Three Bobbins the other day. I bought, and I forgot to share it with you guys yesterday. So they have this. This is like a water resistant canvas, but it's kind of slinky. But everybody knows I love Hocus Pocus. So I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with it yet, but I would like to make a bag for AwesomeCon because weirdly enough, I always get asked, do I have anything Hocus Pocus? Because we're like less than 6 months away from Halloween. So, and then I got this Studio Ghibli. I gotta say, it looked really, really awesome in the photos. I'm not 100% in love with it, but it's cute. Like, I feel like I got kind of catfish. Let me show you. First of all, everyone should know, because of my migraines, my phone is on like the darkest setting you can get. My husband can't even see my phone like until he bumps up the resolution and all that stuff because like lights trigger my migraines. But so I was going through looking at different fabrics, different things I can buy to make my help with the business or whatever. Let me bump up this resolution or visibility. And I seen this. And I was like, oh my God, that is the most elegant Ghibli I've ever seen. I understand all of our phones have like different resolution. The background color is the same. It's like the gold that doesn't pop. So I'm wondering, I'm wondering if I like do Otoko. I got catfished, right? I told my friend Christine, I was like, I straight got catfished on fabric. And she could not stop laughing. She was like, she seen both of them and she was like, 100% you got catfished. And normally I don't complain about any kind of fabric because I know, the shop owners, the people that design these and send them out, they work so hard on their fabric. It's not like, oh, I designed this fabric and I send it to China or India. No, they get like proofs back. And if something doesn't look right, the coloring, they can get charged for more. I mean, I have seen some major people that make fandom fabrics and just their own fabrics go through like heck trying to get it to look exactly how they want it. But this looks nothing like it's gorgeous, but it's like really dark, so you can't see the soots and all the characters. So what I'm wondering is when I use Oda Coat helps darken stuff. I want to do a patch test if it will brighten up the gold a lot. I might even try the heat bond to see maybe if I turn it into something that has a gloss, would the gold look more glossy, therefore kind of look more like the fabric originally. Yeah, I have the eye comfort shield on, and I also have it on an incredibly dark mode. Because on the Samsung phone, you have a choice to do light or dark, and everything is always dark on my phone because of it. I have the eye shield, the blue shield. My phone is generally, when the bar is usually in the middle, I'm like 1/4 of an inch from going the other way. It just, I don't know. Like when I see his iPhone, my eyes immediately start hurting. Um, but yeah, this feels like I got catfish. And then I went on my computer and then I sent someone else a link and they were like, it's a beautiful print, but the gold, you really can't, like, I don't know. I still turns off blue. I didn't know that. Interesting. I have to do it. But yeah, that and I'm a sucker for Ghibli. Studio Ghibli does really well with my backpacks for adults and children. And because they brought it back out and it's like on HBO Max and they're like you have some combination with this little dude and Suits on Disney Plus, which is the cutest thing. I don't understand why no one has made fabric with that. That is the cutest like 4-minute video of your life. Yes, go. So I'm gonna try. I might try the heat and bond. I might do a patch test, just see because my last time I did Otako on a Ghibli print, it was a Ghibli print too, and it was like dark and it had green. It like totally canceled out the green. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So, yes, I got to do that. Um, I'm gonna what I plan on doing is tomorrow at the very least cutting out the Aries because I would like to film the Aries either Monday or Tuesday so everybody can have it for Friday. I just want to like clarify certain parts that people reached out to me about. The thing is that bag comes together really fast. Like it's hilarious. It looks like it's so many components, but it isn't. Shannon's brain works pretty cool. I like when you look at something and it looks like it's going to be difficult and it's not, like the Harith from Lavender and Twine. So when she gave it to her testers, all of us were like, it looks like a t-shirt. What are, what are we doing here? And then as we were like making it, we're just like mind blown because Erica wins hands down the most unique pattern pieces I've ever seen. Every single time she comes out with one and I'm like, wait, what? So I just trust her process now. Interesting. Oh, thanks. Did you see that the person behind Gremlins is like going off about him because he looks just like what is his name before he's a gremlin? Mogwin Mo, Mogs. I got what is hold on. I know his name before he turns into a gremlin. Yeah, Gizmo. They say that he looks exactly like his skeleton features. One is green and one has brown with fur, and I'd never noticed that until they put them side by side. I was like, but in all fairness, I think everything from the George Lucas, the Henson guy, Jim Henson, and like all the puppeteering from the 80s, they all kind of played off of each other. So, for example, Yoda and the little alien with the finger bicycle, E.T., are from the same planet. They both confirmed it in the 80s. There's this huge news article about it. And when I read it, I was like, what? What? So like when the Gremlins designer of Gizmo came out and he's like ripping and getting upset about it, I'm like, well, you didn't say anything then because they back then he tried to say that a lot of his Gizmo is from the same kind of dimensions as a lot of Jim Henson's creatures. So like in my head, like they all kind of just like copy each other so everything kind of aligns with each other. But no, this guy is speaking out and like no, they took how Gizmo looked because Gizmo is appealing to people and his ears even do what Gizmo's does. And when I went back and just watched one video, Mandalorian, he sure as hell sounds like Gizmo, and his ears do the same thing that Gizmo does. Yoda's ears were not this animated. Grant you, they were kind of cropped, not as pointed out, but I kind of see what the guy is saying now. Mowgli, thank you. That's what I was like. I'm so close to the name. Yeah, uh, ET and Yoda are from the same planet. I know. I know. And now I'm messed up. I'm all messed up in the head because my brother sent me an article, and then one of my other friends confirmed we were talking about Star Wars that there's this whole chapter that Jar Jar Binks is a Sith. And then when you think about it and you go back to everything that he did, he was really close to Anakin. I'm just throwing that out there. And I was like, what? I hate when there's like a subplot within a subplot and you're just like, I didn't know that. Yeah. So yeah, if you Google Baby Yoda and then put Mowgli's name, you'll see the person who designed Mowgli like go off because basically the puppet skeleton is exactly the same as Mowgli. He does. I didn't know until I was looking at. I have like a poster of him on the back, and I was like, 100% if I made him brown with white fur, he would look like Gizmo. Mogwai. Okay. Yeah, I remember his name was something in. I remember that. But yeah, my kids seen the first Gremlin movie like 2 years ago. Not the oldest two because my son was with his dad. They were all at a football game and they wanted to see it and they were like, you guys watch some seriously messed up movies. I was like, I really didn't know how messed up the movies were until I watched it as a kid. Like as a kid, one of my favorite movies to watch was Little Monsters and Drop Dead Fred. I watched a lot of Labyrinth, Legends, a lot of 80s classic 80 movies that your parents love, so you in turn got to watch. Um Little Monsters is terrifying. It is as an adult when you watch it, you're like, oh shit, that is it's not even there are some scenes like when the main character's face gets torn off, where I'm like, why did my parents think this was okay? um, but the concept itself of Little Monsters is horrible. Drop Dead Fred is straight up. I don't understand how that was rated like PG. That should have been rated R. Like, there's a lot of interesting stuff with Drop Dead Fred. Little Monsters is an awesome movie, but do you think it's PG? Or do you think it's something like, I don't know, there's some really terrifying fair scenes. Like, I just, because it was on something, I decided to watch it. I'm like, I guess are like the movies that come out now are heavily censored when things were not censored like that in the 80s and the 90s. So when you're watching it now, you're just like, huh? How's this PG or G? Like I'm trying to like they changed like the original Poltergeist movie was rated PG and it got a century changed in the early 90s to like an R and then it went back down. Like it's amazing like what was thought, okay, kids know about this and they'll be fine than others. So yeah. The rating system was way, way different. Drop Dead Fred was hilarious. Sorry, it's like a hilarious movie, but it's like wicked inappropriate because like I'll give you an example. There's a part where like Phoebe, I don't know what her name is in the movie anymore, but I know Phoebe Cates like she's yelling at her mom and her are walking and Fred goes underneath her legs and looks up. It was like cobwebs. One of my kids, her name Hope, she catches on to everything. Now whenever she sees someone that's a little bit more mature in age, she's like, "Does she have cobwebs?" And I'm like, "I can't." Please don't say that. Yeah. So I stopped watching like stuff with the 80s with them because you can't censor it. Like the very first line in not Little Monsters, Monster Squad is appalling. And it's like the first out of the gate. Kid gets knocked out off a bike and it says something so derogatory, so negative. And I'm like, oh God, I can't let the kids watch this. Because like just little things that you just like one of my favorite movies I like to watch around Halloween is Lost Boys. I like to watch anything just it's just different. It's a very different age, different like system where we like monitor movies differently. But yes, I Monster Squad was my favorite one of my favorite movies because I love a movie where the kids are trying to tell the parents like, dude, stuff is about to go down, and the parents are like, no, 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 Johnny, go outside and play, and then all Hades breaks loose. So Monster Squad was a huge one because I've always loved anything Halloween, and then me and Kendall were rewatching it, and man, it is super not appropriate. And like I love the Goonies, but like like I don't know what it is. My kids know how to take a moment that I thought was hilarious as a kid and turn it into like, oh my God, please don't say that. So yeah, that's it. Good morning, Dalva. Yay. Yes, movies were made completely different back then. And I also felt like there was more kid or like preteen movies back then. Think about the Brat Pack, all that. Like there was more movies geared to young adults and kids back then than there are now. Um, I mean, if it's like seriously, like I feel like if it's not Disney, there's not a movie being made for someone that's a tween or whatever. There was like so many movies that were like bam, bam, bam. I actually feel like they came out with more movies in the 80s and 90s and even early 2000s than they do now. So, but I promised my daughter we're going to watch Cocaine Bear tonight. So it's based off of real movies, real scenarios. So I figure can't go wrong. I know it's going to be bad. It's cocaine and it's a bear. It's going to be all murder and mayhem, but Hope likes scary movies. And I'm trying to avoid watching Meg with her because I promised her I would watch it. But I get freaked out by animatronics, robots, and dolls. Okay. I'm not, if you have those things in the movies, chances are I'm already afraid of the trailer or a screenshot. Like dolls freak me out. I'm not going to lie. I hate dolls. And like, because if a doll came up to me and start walking and talking, I will either die from a heart attack or I'll be passed out and they murder me. That's just, they freak me out. And everyone's like, oh, I will fight it. Would you? Would you really fight if your favorite stuffed animal or your favorite toy came up walking to you and was like, hey, Andy? And you're just like, oh, shit. Okay. No. Yeah, so things like that freaks me out. And she really wants to see Meg and she keeps doing the dance and then like putting her hands up against the wall with her leg doing like that little pirouette in the back, and you're like, I don't want to watch this movie. Like my Kindle doesn't do scary movies. So I was like it's different. Like I like doing scary movies like when it's like Jaws or like a fish attack or something like that. I give me like Hills Have Eyes. I love I even like all the ones where I like scary movies. I just don't like ones with dolls. And it's not a big genre, so I'm just saying. She's like, "Yeah, it's cool." It's not. It's Oh yeah. Yes. Clowns, oh man, dude. So clowns freaked me I didn't have a problem with clowns, right? I loved Ronald McDonald. I was like, he gives me Happy Meals, all that stuff, right? Then my dad decides to watch a scary movie called some whatever, Creepy Clowns from Outer Space or whatever it's called. That movie literally petrified me because of course I'm gonna see it because my dad said no. Kids get told no, they can't watch a movie because it's not appropriate. The first chance they get, they try to see it. I should have listened to my dad. And then, like, they use cotton candy to cage people up. It was messed up, like, you shouldn't but then it made sense, like, to have something that creepy, they should be aliens from outer space. Yeah, that movie messed me up, and then, again, I was okay with them. I like, the It didn't scare me, like, the original It scared me. Like, it could be his voice, his acting, because the Tim Curry's voice when he plays any, like, m m like, menacing back character, it's amazing. He's the voice, and he is on Legends, the devil. He has a great voice where he projects so well, and it demands authority that you do tremble, like, "Oh, he's scary." So the original It scared the hell out of me. Like, I was like, "I am not going to her drain. I am not" if my friends are like, "Let's go do this in the sewer," I'll be like, "You're on your own." Like, tell your mom you did it when she comes asking where you are. So that scared me. I watched the newer It, and I actually liked it because I felt like it expressed a little bit more than the TV series where like you can defeat him if you conquer your fears. And it made sense that the kids were easier to conquer the fears than adults because kids are more resilient than we are. They bounce back from everything. So I actually really liked it because I thought it was more realistic than any of the other it things I've seen. But then like my friend was like, watch American Horror Story. There's two. There are two seasons where there's like some freaky clowns, and I'm like, no, clowns freak me out. Oh yeah, okay. So The Exorcist is okay. So I come from a very deep religious household. Most of my family is either Christian or a lot of the other side of the family is Catholic. So when I wasn't born when Exorcist came out. However, Exorcist has been like the number one scary movie for like all times. Anytime you say scary movie and people are talking about the scariest, that movie's going to come out because there's so much going about it. The fact that it's based off a scenario that happened in Baltimore, yes, dude, I passed by those row houses. I didn't even like want to get out of the car. I was like, I'm good. I just want to see where it was. Like, and it has like some kind of history behind it and based off of this. That's why like the Amityville horror stories and when a horror story is based off of real life events, it becomes more terrifying because you think that this could happen to me. So my parents were like, no, you're not allowed to see it. Again, coming from a when a, it's weird. I feel like I'm not trying to stereotype, but when you have your parents are POCs, when your parents are like black and Hispanic, there's a lot more things that they and that are super like religious. You're taught at a very real age. If there is angels, there has to be demons. So like there was not a big you can have scary stuff in my house. So I was like, I remember asking my mom, and my mom was like, no, you can't do it. There's a two part. My mom can like, I'm probably gonna be burned in hell for the second thing I did. So the first part I'd never seen it. So I was 12 or 13 years old. And my friend Crystal was like, hey, do you want to come over to my house and see it? My brother rented it from Blockbuster. Oh, aging myself. And my brother rented it from Blockbuster. You want to come and see it? So I'm like, Mom, me and Crystal are going to be doing homework. Can I go over her house? My mom's like, yeah, sure, go. So I watched it. I They were right. My mom, dad knew it was best. They knew it was best. I shouldn't have seen it. I was 12 years old, and even though that movie was old and it looked old, it looked realistic. Like, it looked like it was a documentary, and I was, like, freaked out. So, I told my mom I seen it. I got in trouble. I got grounded. I wasn't allowed to go to Crystal's house for, like, a month, and I had to come home directly after I got off the school bus. Fine, fine. Couldn't still sleep. Even though my sister and me shared a room all of our lives, our young adult lives, couldn't go to sleep. And Calista was like, "Yeah, tell me about it." I'm like, "No, if I tell you, you won't be able to go to sleep." And so one day, my dad is an engineer. He was an engineer for Texaco oil refinery. So he works like kind of like EMTs and medics where they're like 4 days on, 3 days off kind of scenario. And sometimes he works overtime. And if he does that, it could be literally 6 days on, 1 day off. Um, so when he was gone for anywhere from 12 to 18 hours out of the day. So mom got me mad. I don't know what happened. It was around Halloween, and I wanted to scare her because we play pranks in our family. Oh my god! And my mom, I feel bad because she usually got the brunt end of it. So one day I was like, Bad Shinova was like, I'm gonna scare my mom. So I crawled underneath the bed and I put my hands and my feet on the bottom of the bed and I started shaking it. And one thing that you should know about me is that I can mimic voices. It's something that I've always done because I've been enamored on how people enunciate, talk, accent, or whatever. So I threw my voice to start sounding like Reagan and asking her, Demi, why did she leave me, Jimmy? And my mom literally jumped out of the bed and ran out of the house. I'm on the ground in tears. Like I can't breathe. Like I'm laughing so hard that I think I'm gonna die because she didn't come and get any of us. She just left the house, right? She comes back in, I got my butt tore up. And honestly, I deserved it. I don't know. I was one of those kids that like to scare people or do pranks. We did a lot of weird pranks to each other. It could be because we moved around a lot and that we were like we were pretty much all we had, but that's my badness. I never did the like robbing a store or staying out late. It was just mostly doing malevolent crap inside my house to scare my mom. Um like one time we scared her so bad that she accidentally broke her hand. Like seriously, that was the most awkward ER trip in the world because like it looks like we're doing mother abuse because like she falls for it every single time. So, but yes, so now I don't watch it. My kids haven't watched it. If they have, they haven't told me. Like, but they like scary movies that are like, what is that other one where like the shark? It's not Jaws. It has Jason something in it where like the shark is like a super smart shark and it keeps coming after and it's like a huge great white. Like they like things like that are like that look fake but are weirdly entertaining. Um, but yes, I agree. The Exorcist is the scariest movie ever. And then you get some bad kid like me who's like, let me try something. And maybe that's why I secretly don't want her to watch Meg, because what if she does something for Meg? She already does the dance in the hallway and turns off the light. So like, you reap what you sow. Like she does that to me all the time. We'll be in the hallway going to bed, and then all of a sudden she's like doing the dance and then twirling and going on to the thing. I'm like, if there was a knife by her, I probably would pass out right now because she's a really good dancer. No, yeah, dolls freak me out. Killers accounts from outer space, yes. Yeah, Tim Curry was okay. The guy that played the new Pennywise was amazing. If you Google his audition, it is freaking creepy. There's a reason why as soon as he went in there, it was gone. What threw me off, he's Eric's baby brother from True Blood. And when I finally actually look at him, hell, he looks exactly like his brother, but I guess I never got past the white makeup and clown thing, and his face can contort so well. His audition tape, I love to see when there is a really good character, how people audition for something. And I love watching audition tapes. It's a weird thing. I actually think they need to make a series just of like bloopers or showing people how everybody auditions. His audition is unbelievably creepy. He has no makeup on and he's a good actor. Good morning. I know I'm evil. Like I was bad. Like I said I was bad. It wasn't like bad grades, skipping school, or like hanging out at night. I was bad as in, like, my mind. I've always been a person that once I get something stuck in my head, like, it expands, and then I have to do it. I have to do it. It's just it's like this urge. And then for me, I wasn't like my mom can sing, my sister can dance, my brother is the artist. Like everyone's like, "What is your skill?" And I had like quirky, weird skills, like mimicking people's accents or mimicking how people sing and doing notes. Like I can. I always called myself like the great pretender because I can hear your voice or your accent a couple times and I can just get it. So when I heard the demon's voice get thrown through Reagan's mouth, I was like, I'm so going to do this. And yeah, it wasn't the best moment. At least I'm honest. Yeah, Annabelle is based off a real thing too. That's why you don't mess. No, okay, and don't that one that with the clapping that's based. I don't do any scary movie that's based off a real life event because what happens is now we have Google, and I'm gonna go deep diving to find out everything. So, like the minute that Google was around and Exorcist came on something, I turned it off immediately. I was like, what is the story about Exorcist? I know my abuelita said it was based off a real story, but is it? And then when I found out it was in Baltimore, but it was a boy, and the truth behind it, which is even more terrifying than actually what happened. They like starved this boy, and that boy got got an exorcism like I think it was like 42 times. That mm-mm. A lot of weird stuff. And you know what's crazy? Ever since I lived out here and listened to true crime, there's a lot of weird things that happen in Maryland. Like a gang, not like Virginia in like Rourke area, but there's a lot of just general weird stuff that happens in Maryland. Nope. Nope, Dalva. Noises freak me out. Like I'm not the person that's gonna hide underneath the bed, but I'll be that person like you'd be like Shinova Blink with like with like a baseball bat and a flashlight in my hand. No, no, I don't like scary movies based off a real story. And I know that's exact thrill. The fact that you walk into this theater and you're gonna have some kind of jump factor, something, even if the movie bombs, it's gonna be stuck in your head that the movie that you just seen is based off of real life events. Like, dude, The Orphan is based off a real life person. That true crime story is freaky. It is literally, she basically has that kind of like the Benjamin Buttons thing where she's like 42 years old, but she looks like she's 12. I just like The Orphan because I thought, hey, this is original. I've never seen anything like this. This is pretty cool. Plot twist. No, the plot twist is really based off a real life event. And the orphan really did kill the husband and try to kill the children. I'm good. I don't want to watch this no more. I'm done. I am so done. What? Also, there was this article that I was reading yesterday. Apparently, like in right here on around the East Coast, there's been like a lot of orcas. And as soon as I said orcas, Kendall was like, "Oh my god!" All right, because you already know how I feel about it. Why did the article said the scientists tell you do not swim with the orcas? I have so many questions. I could see that this being for that. I'll give the benefit of the doubt. Anyone underneath the age of 18 that doesn't really have common sense yet, please take heed to that because there's always some dumb 16-year-old like, look at me, I'm swimming with orcas. Get that. But don't be, if you're over the age of 18, here, I'll give you till 21 because you're still stupid at 18. Let's call a spade a spade. But like there were comments from people like I'm 40 years old. I'm gonna go swim with the orcas. So you want to die? That's you. It's the dolphin family. I'm like the American education failed you if you feel like you can swim with an orca. So I don't know. Yeah, he's Bill Skarsgård is Eric's brother from he played what? Tarzan. He was Eric off of True Blood. They're brothers. And they're like kind of like the Hemsworth. There's a gang of them and they're all really tall and all have unique like Viking facial features. They need to do a Viking movie with just the brothers. But he's kind of like the Waynes and the Waynes, the Owens, and Hemsworth. They're just like all these boys in the family that are all actors. Yeah, watch him with no makeup. I wouldn't go. I wouldn't even dance with him. I'll be like, we need to walk around this person if we were in a club. Like, he's gonna murder everybody. Matter of fact, let's just get out. He looks like he will hurt everybody. Yeah. No, the Poltergeist we didn't get to see either. I got to see when I was older. But after again, I deep dived after I watched it. And dude, that movie's cursed. So many people have died in that movie. That is like the things that have happened within 3 movies, they had so many deaths. That is like the weirdest thing when you have like a movie that all of a sudden you're doing like a death count of people that are not alive or died really young. That's in a scary movie is creepy on its own. It's probably why they haven't revisited about making it again. Because I always wonder why that one is not made again. Maybe because of all the death. Okay, yeah, Kendall was like, what? There is a whole article. Like, apparently, because what happened is, I'm going to read you these 3 things that it's been happening on the East Coast. And then you're like, Shinova, I understand. I'll be like, yeah, I know, it's weird, right? All right. About not swimming with orcas. It's like my first thing on here, okay? Yeah, I was like, what? So, literally, this article came out yesterday. And these are how the orcas are coming. They're like on a little boat. They're not even on a boat. That's like a rescue boat to me. So here, things you should know when you see a killer whale, because there's a surplus of them in the water right now. They tell you it's not safe. Kayaking, there's the killer whale. These are all taken. These pictures were all taken like this week. And now you guys understand. Okay, I'm telling you. The rise of the killer whales. No one understands. And they're super aggressive. Okay. So they're trying to publish out information to say what you should not do. And there's a ton of them in Spain right now. And people are getting hurt left and right from them or dying. So if you're on a boat and you're in Spain, they tell you depower your boat and lower your sails. And if the conditions get worse and the whale keeps bumping your boat, you need to reverse slowly. Keep a low profile if you're taking pictures. These are scientists. I just want to hold on. Let me take a picture and maintain low profileness. Okay, look now. Take photograph or video evidence. Keep a low profile. Keep the location on your boat because they're attacking boats off of in Spain, in the Pacific Northwest. They just like this week there's been so many orcas spotting, and normally they stay anywhere from 160 feet to 300 feet away from us before we can even visibly see them. They're getting close to 40 feet, 50 feet, and they're engaging with kayaks and boats. No one's listening to me. Watch out for those orcas, okay? Just saying. I'm just saying that I don't want to know how you keep a low profile and take pictures. Like, I mean, because you're not going to be with your phone. You obviously have. I feel like that's like something Pink Panther would do, like, or Spectre Gadget. I don't know. Yeah. Ooh. Do they have their faux suede in black or brown? I wonder. I love their faux suede. It's really, really pretty. Yeah. So, like just watching something, like reading some things, like it's just crazy. Like there's been like a great spike in children putting antifreeze in their parents' Coca-Cola beverages if they're like telling them that they can't be with the person they're with, they can't date anybody, they need to focus in school. That there's a lot of subplots to killing parents, and it's antifreeze right now. And like there's warnings on the back of the bottle about it. So yeah, there's like poisoning has been pumped up this past year. Like you know, look at the dentist who poisoned his wife's milkshake every morning. He bought white oleander. I'm just saying, poison's on the rise too. Make your drinks, people. Make your drinks. Yeah, SeaWorld, there was that guy. Remember the guy that swam with the manatees? He gets kicked out. He put it in the same cell. The moment he got out, he went back to it and swam with it. Wasn't Shamu, it was the other one with the K. And he died. And then they had to lift the orca didn't eat him. He was playing with them like a dog would play with a mouse that's dead. And they were trying to retrieve the body in trank darts, nothing. They couldn't do anything. So they wind up having to have two divers go in and help put the other strap so like this helicopter plane thingy can lift him, so they were able to retrieve the body. I watch anything in the news about orcas, I'm telling you. Yeah, I'm the cook too, and Kendall's the cook, but like I just feel like that is like a super painful way to go. Like, but it literally is on the rise. And like normally for like things for arsenic or like white oleander, they're controlled by so many different government things that you have to provide proof and why you're using it for an experiment or whatever. So normally people that get these things like white oleander, arsenic are doctors or dentists that are doctors too, but you know, or someone that is in like a paleontologist or something. So it's like these really sophisticated people that are ordering it, saying that it's for experiment, and the experiment is for either their significant other or their children. It's a very weird thing going on right now. Oh yeah, it is. I get my faux sway from My Handmade Space too. I like her I usually get the moss and her black when she has it available. Jenny is the one that tells me when she has the black available, and I'm always appreciative of that. But I want it. There is some unique colors that they have that the other one doesn't have. So I got into Loves one time with this really beautiful like burgundy, like almost looks like every Christmas dress in the 80s that the kids wore that looks like, oh my God, that looks like it's itchy, but it's that color. And I've only got one roll. And I want to make this Mickey Mouse bag out of the Magdalena. And I just want one roll extra to make sure that I can fully do it without trying to find parts for other things. Cause I'm notorious for that. Cause like even if you like this bag that I sewed up with Monica yesterday. Okay. So this is like a faux leather, and this is cork. I ran out of the roll on this. So I had to try to find something that was as close as possible. That's why I always say get two rolls of something, because this bag doesn't take a lot of material at all, but I wanted a certain aesthetic design on here. So it did take up a little bit more than it normally does. And when I ran out, I had no pieces for the gusset. So I had to use cork. But because there's so much texture in this vinyl, it looks like QB cork as well. I hate usually mixing cork with vinyl, but I wasn't going to go buy something. So, yeah, the black suede, I'm telling you, like Jenny can tell you, it's the most gorgeous color ever. You know what? I want to reach out to her. I know she has certain coupon codes for certain I'm not a big sewing celebrity. I'm not a sewing celebrity at all. I'm just Shinova. But I would love to have something where we are able to use a discount code on this channel, and then we're able to like alert each other. Like, oh, her black suede's back, so all of us can get in. And then there's like a fair amount of code, because discounts help. I mean, I use a discount code when I'm buying from Sally's, whatever, Sally Tomatoes, or anything, because every penny counts. Every penny absolutely counts. I.e., why I didn't buy on another piece of faux suede. I was like, ooh, scrap. Cork. Here we go. By the way, I got this hardware from Fireweed Stitch. This is the cutest little clasp thing, like tri-glider ever. I like the way this looks, and I know that sounds weird because I'm weird about like tri-gliders either look like it's really elaborate and not masculine, more on a feminine side, or it looks kind of janky. Like it just, It doesn't look the best. It's not elegant or whatever. Oh yeah, killer orcas. I'm telling you, I'm just letting you know. If you're on this channel, you know how I feel about orcas, and I'm weirdly enamored with them. They're beautiful creatures. Yeah, I'm good morning. Hey, DC, you're not far from me. Whoop whoop. um, yeah. I don't know. There's something about my Handmaid's Space has like the orange cork that I always go for. I only buy it from her. There's something about her orange cork. I just can't put my hands on it. It just is so bright, so vivid, and I haven't seen any other cork people have that particular color. And her micro suede is nice, very, very nice. And then I bought this baby blue pebble leather that I'm going to be using with my strike fabric today. I've been dying to use that on something. It is so pretty. It's like that. It's the color of that blue on Cora's shirt. It is absolutely beautiful, and I've been like hoarding it. Like I'm going to use it for something cool. Okay, I'd be like, our like side is the orca that's going over. I didn't like Free Willy because of that too, just so you know. I hate that movie. I absolutely, and I know it's based on a real movie. Just letting you know. I just, I'm not a big fan. Yeah. I know. I like, well, like I also can hope laughs because I'm terrified of snakes, right? Now, living in California and hiking, there's snakes all the time. You're taught how to fling them off with a stick when you're hiking, and then when you live in Arizona, it's inevitable. And so like you're gonna see it. I don't like snakes. I will fake the funk in front of my kids and fling a snake out of the way. But realistically, if you heard me in the inside, I am screaming, crying, and like hyperventilating. So it's that combination. But because I'm afraid of snakes, I learn as much as I possibly can. Like anytime there's any kind of documentary about the most deadliest snakes, what they do, whatever, I watch every single time. And my family knows to watch Shark Week because I'm enamored by sharks. I don't know why. They're just like majestic, scary creatures. But that's why I'm like, I'd rather be in the water with a hammerhead, a bull shark, like a great white, than an orca. Because chances are, if a great white bites me, I don't have enough fat content that it wants. It wants like a manatee, all right? Not a great white. And great whites are notorious for also playing with their food like it's a toy. So you could be very much alive while it's flinging you in the air, catching you like a dog. So I don't know. That doesn't terrify you. I don't know what else could. Fabric makes me happy too. Oh my god, fabric makes me so happy. Like somebody was like, "What do you want for Mother's Day?" I was like, "I really want gift cards to like my Handmade Space from Kindle or um I had a couple other like Zipper Valley because she has like some new clear vinyl that I think is amazing, or Sally Tomatoes, right? Or Mormino. And she was like, that's all sewing stuff. I'm like, okay, I get it. You're like, Shinova, your job and your passion are one and the same. But that's exactly it. They're one and the same. And then I also think hardware, rulers, all that stuff is a whole different other habit. Like me not sewing freaks me out. Like I'm trying not to sew tomorrow, but chances are I'm going to sneak down here and sew. Even if it's something simple and silly, it makes me happy. Okay, so I lived in California, so I'm used to swimming in the ocean. I love surfing. I love boogie boarding. I love the water. I love the water. I used to have this thing where I used to when I was little, I thought if I just swim in the ocean, I could turn into a mermaid. It was like the reverse Little Mermaid thing. I just thought, I don't know. I used to fling my hair like the Little Mermaid too. I'm glad things are not recorded back then like they are now, because there would be some hilarious videos of me doing the most stupidest stuff. um, but yeah, I love the ocean. I love swimming. I like the pool too. I can just sit there and float all day. So, um, but yeah, no, my kids are like, that is the weirdest thing. And I've had not one, but like three different real close encounters with orcas every time during whale watching. That's a big thing in California with kids. Like, let's go whale watching. And you're just like, okay. I thought for sure, because we're not that far from Minneapolis, that we were going to have some of those boat requests, but no, alas, they don't. Yeah, stingrays, I don't like to mess with. I think they're beautiful. I think jellyfish are beautiful too, but I will not go anywhere near the water. They're like, there's a stingray. I'm like, nope, I'm good. I'm good. And then I had a friend get when we went to New York, and we went to the Hamptons. I was like 19, and a jellyfish got her, and she was like, "Pee on my foot." I'm like, I'm not doing that. Let's go to this lifeguard house. It's like 10 feet. Let's just let's go over there. Do it. Yeah, it was 1 foot, and oh my god. Even when they were able to clean it out and get her foot was like literally swollen for like 12 days, and she was in pain still. Like, I was like, why don't they teach us in school that after you get like the anti-venom and they're able to neutralize the jellyfish sting, that you're still going to be in pain? That if you don't get it neutralized fast enough, that you can get nerve damage. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I think her cork is amazing. I don't know if you've seen yesterday. I made the Jane wallet, and I had two of her corks. Delva, I don't. Do I have them in front of me? I made two of her cork wallets. Holy heck! The Starry Night. It is amazing. I don't like, even my husband, when he took the pictures of it, he was like, I really like this wallet. He's like, out of all the wallets you've ever made, this one makes it holds my phone. I have a big phone. I have the Galaxy phone. This is a big, big phone with my case on. It held my phone. This is all edge painting, you guys. I'm a messy edge painter. Oh, that was so sweet. I didn't know. Yeah, I did three small hacks on that wallet. The wallet's perfect as it is. It doesn't need any hacks. I just was putting a heavier magnet, so I put uh Craftex in on the flap, but I made it 1/4 of an inch shorter on the sides so it didn't get into the seam allowance. And I also glued cotton to the back of one side where the zipper wallet opens so that you can see cotton versus the back of a cork. She did HTV, and I think that's pretty amazing because you don't have to worry. It's so thin. It'll be perfect. And I did one other thing. I forgot what else I did. Oh my gosh, that's a still 150. That's a still. I'll be like, lunchbox for everybody. Ooh. Steve Irwin. Oh, that was so sweet of her. I didn't know that. Um, Jessica is legit a good person. The first time I met her was at So Magical Florida in November. She had 100, she had a gang of people in her booth. Her booth was set up really cute. It was like a cutting counter and a cashier, like kiosk thing, and all the way around was a cork. I gravitated to the some blue cork fabric that actually is the cover of the Happy Bag for Bag of the Month. That was for Sewing Patterns by Mrs. H's bag. That cork, I've never seen anything look like that. It was like Laura Ashley's dream fabric. So I gravitated to it. Then I get to meet her again on So Magical Texas, and I gravitated to that pink in that crocodile cork. I have seen that crocodile vinyl, but nothing beats the cork. It was amazing. And then she was like, "Oh, I designed the pink. I drew everything out." And I was like, "Holy!" You could. Monica and Christina was with me. It was like I floated over to the pink. That's all I could. There's polka dots, and anyone that knows me knows I'm a sucker for polka dots. I love polka dots, but that cork was amazing. So then when I told her I was going to do the Jane wallet, I bought the template, I bought a kit, and then I was going to check out. But then I was like, let me see what kind of cork she has because I know she designed some. she had the Starry Nights, and this made all my Doctor Who fantasies come to life. I was like, yes, Van Gogh, let's do this, right? So, I used that on the other one, and I made it into a doctor's thing. I had some fabric. That's what made me want to use some fabric for the inside pocket, so I can just up it a little bit more, like it's low key Doctor Who fan. So her fabrics are just the she designs I literally gravitate to. It's worth every single penny. I got the 3 or 4 different corks that I got from her. They don't crack, which is very important to me, because usually when artists create cork, sometimes when it gets burnt or it has like a sharp corner, it can crack. Now there's stuff that you could buy for it to moisturize your cork. It's really, maybe I'll do a Nova's Notion on that, or Nova's Nugget, because I've got asked that, but it's really weird to explain to people because it's a moisturizing thing. She's always just been so nice, so humble, and she was really kind all the times. And then when this last time, I was like, hey, this is Shinova. We met in So Magical, Texas, and So Magical, Florida. I was wondering if I can do the Jane on my channel. She's like, hey, this is Shinova. She's like, I know who you are. And I was like, she's just hilarious. Like, if you watch her reels, going to Texas is like the funniest thing you've ever seen, because her and her husband are hilarious. I watch her reels like when I'm scrolling through. She's funny. It's nice to see like something light and airy on your sewing feed, and that's exactly what she is. That's one of the reasons why I watch like Oka Roots Instagram things, because she's like, you're gonna get someone that's excited about every day of the week. You're gonna get someone that's really, really excited and happy, and it makes you smile. And they do that. And Jessica, they're both Jess, huh? Both Jessica from So Many Creations. She's just really nice and airy, and her husband is hilarious as well. Yes, I did. Oh, there. Thank you. I did extra support for the Mel Snap. Thank you, Lynette. You watched it. You're best. Yeah, that was the things I did, because I've had things ripped through, so I'm super paranoid about rivets or magnets pulling through. So I always try to do extra support. But I like I said, I like to try to keep the original content of the like exactly like they have, exactly like how the pattern writes. But I thought someone else is going to put one of these big magnets on there, and I just want to make sure that it doesn't, like when you pull, the flap doesn't kind of bow down because it's too much. Oh, thank you. Yeah, she's a funny person. So like there's certain people that you like, there's a vinyl person, I'll get her. She is, what is she? I don't think she's Polish. She had the most unique accent, and she was there. I ordered vinyl from her. I do have the card with the vinyl. I'll try to bring it up tomorrow or on Monday. Her vinyl is the vinyl that you see all Maggie 55 patterns being made with. See, when I see Maggie's patterns, I'm like vinyl. I'm like, where does she get her vinyl? Like when she made the Sophia, it was that soft pastel green with the white polka dots. It was this person's vinyl, and they were in Florida. She makes arts in like what is the thing where you paint at a school or a college or a baseball, like a mural. She paint murals for all the Texas like basketball. I'm bad with the basketball people's names. I'm sorry. She does professional murals, and then she also does real life paintings at weddings of the couple. So once I figured this out, I was like, yeah, her vinyl. I'm gonna buy all her vinyl, because she designs all her vinyl, and that's why you see them as Mackie 55 bags. You're not gonna get any other vinyl that looks like that. Hey, baby. I'm sorry. What is that? Which one is this? Yes.
The one you've been asking for.
This is my husband. Is the best husband in the world. Yes. I don't get Starbucks often, but when I do, I cherish it. Yeah, the vinyl source. Yes, she was so unbelievably nice, and also she was so considerate because she seen that I was carrying so much, and she's like, "Are you going to be here all 3 days?" And I was like, "Yes." And she was like, "I'll hold all your fabric here. I'm going to put down that this is yours. You can just come and get it on Sunday before you leave." She was so kind, so sweet, and full of life. The art just exuded from her. Like as soon as you seen her, and she said the first word, you're like, "She's an artist." Like you knew immediately. I got like I bought a polka dot one because I seen Maggie 55s. I got the green with the polka dots, and then I got this beautiful Art Deco one with like a flapper. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to use you on, but the moment I use you, everybody's going to ask me where I got this fab from. She was amazing. Oh my gosh, the gusset zipper. I'm always afraid to do that. Everyone has fears. When I read her directions and how simple it was, I was like, I'm putting gusset zippers on absolutely everything now. Everything. It's just going to be a thing. That whole wallet is cool. I love. Oh, it was putting a lining on the front pocket because I didn't want the magnet or the turn lock to be seen. I I don't know. I had cut my hands on magnets all the times. Like my skin around my fingers is like they get cut open like paper cuts off the most simplest stupid thing. I had like a if you watched I on Patreon we made the Annette last month. And so I was using actually my industrial free arm and I had a little table on it. The table, though the person who sells the table tells you to sand it down, which I'm probably going to ask my husband to do after the games today. I cut myself not once, not twice, but 3 times in that video on the table. And I was like, hold on, let me get a band-aid. Because I was also live. Oh no, I didn't know that. Oh no, that is horrible. Oh no, do they have like anything going on, like a GoFundMe or like a charity auction or anything to help with like have recover her stuff? That is terrible. I've never gotten anything from So Pretty Vinyl before. I've always wanted to though. Let me see if I could find out because I'm pretty sure. Let me see if I can. I think it is called the Vinyl Source. Here, I'm going to there she's in Texas. I'm gonna put the link into our I feel bad for Tanya. That's devastating. Here. Yeah, it's called the Vinyl Source. Hopefully if they have something, I'll definitely contribute to that. I mean, that is horrible. Hopefully, they have insurance. Even with insurance, even if you're able to recover everything, it can be just unbelievably sad. Okay, I'm filming. He's right there. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Pistachio, I'm on the live.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah. You're welcome. All right. Well, yeah, I'm about to head off too because I need to start making this Mercury bag. If like there's a lull today, I might hop on a live and just show you because I don't know. I don't know if you've seen the Mercury's bag straps like for backpacks. I'm only using those like I use those her template for every backpack now. They're the most creative, fun way to make cushion pads on your backpack straps, and I literally have put them on absolutely everything. They're brilliant. Like she can sell that as a separate a pattern. I guarantee you people will buy it. It's genius actually. Like no one has made straps like that. So I've Oh no, that's so sad. I haven't used heat. Thanks for the warning. I know it's domestic friendly. If you also want to see like it in a bag, just go into the Maggie 55 group. You can check on Instagram and or Facebook, and you'll see her vinyl. Sue uses her bag a lot. Sue Rush uses her bag a lot. A lot of people that we see in the bag world that were like fanning over their bags, they use it. I know Alexis from Ora Rosa used some of hers too. Um, there's a lot of people. It's because her vinyl is absolutely stunning. It's her art. And that's the same. That goes back to Jess from So Many Creations. I'm always gravitated to her art. Her art is amazing. Like she makes cork so beautiful. I did in the video tutorial I did put a link for the Starry Night. You should see it. It is out of you. If you're a big Van Gogh fan, if you like the Starry Night, you're gonna love that. She has really beautiful fabrics, and I feel like that's the difference between her and just regular cork. She has regular cork, but when you get into her artwork, it's amazing. That pink one that is by far one of my favorites, and I don't even like the color pink. I'm not a pink girl whatsoever, but that it drew me in. It was such a soft and lovely color. I hope everyone has a really what pattern? Oh, from Maggie 55, if you look at her Sophia one, they're like a pastel green with polka dots. It's really pretty. Yeah, so if all the kids go out for different things today, or if my husband goes out to play football, to do the football games with Ken, the girls usually are in two separate parts of the household. I'll definitely go live, especially on the strap parts, because again, that strap is amazing. They're backpack straps. So I will talk to you guys all later, and hopefully I'll go live today. If not, I'll see you tomorrow morning. And I hope everyone has a really good weekend, and happy Mother's Day weekend to people who are celebrating it. I'll talk to you later. The Mercury is by Kaur, Kaur, I think, or Kuar. It's I'm supposed to do a tutorial on that too. I can't wait till we get our electricity fully back 2 weeks later. Hopefully next week. I keep saying that every weekend, yet then half my house does not have electricity. I will talk to you guys all later, and I hope everyone has a good weekend. Bye. Happy Mother's Day, everyone. I think I hit it.